broadcasting and motion pictures. Here we have the, the messages as a powerful tool to influence people. So, advertisement in terms of business was successful as it was visible. Of course, there were also social messages that were distributed and were shown to the world by advertisement. Then we have broadcasting, that it was not just about an image, but it was conversations among people who wants to convince um, the community about something important. So they were able to listen up what was said by others and make decisions based on that. And we have motion pictures. So the first movies occur here, and the movies were not just seen as an artistical uh, way to share ideas and to present ideologies, but it was also a way to persuade people about what they need to buy. Popular music, of course, this is part of the culture, and this let others know what the culture was about because the recording industry began here, and the first song that was shared with the world was what God had wrote. Um, and also we have the communication system. So as the people buy what they see in the movies, uh, there was a different communication system among the citizens, and there were some codes that were approved by them and that let them know that someone was part of or not. And travel and safety and education. Well, the first one, after the Second World War, the International Civil Aviation Organization was created in here, and also they were in charge of the control of international transport operations. So thanks them, people have the opportunity to travel to other parts inside the country and outside the country. And in terms of education, there was a great deal of the world's knowledge, especially in science and technology, and they could access the knowledge in the business of education. Now, the question is, how were those speakers categorized or organized? Mr. Bragg in 1885 proposed three circles, three concentric circles of English. The first one is the inner circle, next one outer circle, and the last one expanding circle. In the first one, we can find USA, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. This circle was characterized because of traditional basis of English. Here was what where everything began. So there were some norms that were created and expected to be followed by the others. Then we have the outer circle. Uh, we have Bangladesh, Kenya, Pakistan, Ghana, Malaysia, Philippines, Tanzania, India, Singapore, Zambia. Well, these these speakers speak official non-native varieties of English because of their colonial history. So here we're talking about colonies that were then um, free. And here they're not creating norms, but they're challenging norms. They're not following them. They're trying to adapt them to their own beliefs and culture. And then we have the expanding circle that is made up of English foreign language speakers, where English is not usually spoken. And they're just following the rules imposed by the inner circle. Here we have China, Indonesia, Korea, South Africa, Caribbean countries, South America, Zimbabwe, Egypt, Japan, Saudi Arabia, and Taiwan. In the inner circle, we have English as a first language, in the outer circle, English as a second language, and in the expanding circle, English as a foreign language. In the inner circle, we have 380 million speakers. In the outer one, we have 300 million speakers. And in the last one, we have 1 billion speakers. Which countries and regions are speaking English right now? Well, we have in North America countries where English is the national language or the native language of the majority, also in Australia. Um, and we have also countries where English is an official language but not the majority language. Those are in Asia and in Africa mainly. Well, something is saying that English is spoken in a country, but then we have to analyze uh, how many people is speaking language. So, for example, in North America, uh, almost 100% of the population is speaking English. It's not just understanding some things, no, they manage the language perfectly as well as Australia. But then we have other countries in South America, in Africa, and in Asia where less than 20% of the population speak in English. Nevertheless, there are many people speaking in English. But the question is the English the same in North America and in Africa? Well, the answer is no. We have some varieties in North America, not just North America, uh, in regard to another continent or another country, but inside North America we have varieties. So, for example, we have ethnic dialects varieties and regional dialects. In ethnical dialects, we have African American English and American Indian English, and in the regional dialects, we have Northeastern English, Southern State English, and Canadian English. There are also some post-colonial varieties. As I was mentioning previously, there were some colonies of English, and as soon as they got their independence, um, there were some other varieties. So, for explaining that, I'm going to talk about Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia.